Hello, my name is Kieran Severa, and for my informative speech, I will be discussing the advantages and disadvantages of going to college from a financial perspective. Everybody knows that growing up, you've always heard that going to college is the best thing for you to do. You're going to be more successful, you're going to make more money, and have a better style of living. But with tuition and other fees and living expenses, maybe getting a jump start on a job is the best thing to do nowadays. My three main points I'm going to break this down from are going to be just strictly financial reasons, overall living and style of living, and finally the success of your children and your family in general. So just strictly from a financial perspective, going to college is going to cost you, if you go to a private school, around $31,000. If you're going to a state school, in-state, around $10,000. And if you're going to an out-of-state state school, around $21,000. So that's just for 1 year, not counting other living expenses. Once that's said and done, after 4 or 5 years of school, you might be completely swamped in student debts. With loss of time and loss of money, New York Times can say that college will cost almost up to $500,000 when everything is over. That's an extremely large amount of money, and if you completely voided that by not going to college, maybe and started working at a job where you could be making on average around $30,000 a year as just a high school graduate, after 4 years, that might put you in a $700,000, $600,000 gap. Now, that is just one estimate from New York Times, but it seems to be sort of that way in general. With college graduation rates and the amount of money an average college student is making right out of school, being around $46,000, you could make up this debt relatively quickly if you go to a state school or even a junior college for a while. Save a lot of money. You only be in debt around $40,000 or $50,000, and you will make on average that back in 1 year, which is a really great thing to do. Engineers and other degrees that take 4 to 5 years but are still very successful, such as the top of business engineering, petroleum engineering was the top in 2014. They made somewhere between $75,000 and $85,000 immediately out of college. That's extremely high, and that would make up your college debt very quickly. Doctors that take anywhere from 6 to 12 years to go through college end up making between $160,000 and over $300,000 a year, which would take over that gap very quickly, even though medical school on average was $170,000 this year. With studies done by researchers in 2014, the total cost of college being between $100,000 and $500,000, but the average income increase being just right out of college, being already a $20,000 gap. Just from a financial standpoint, college seems to be a very, very good idea, and that's why we're all doing it. For my three visual aids, I have my backpack, and then I have money, just because that was the topic, and then I have college students.